I just remembered to hit record. I'm sorry, Rumen, but I'm
Oh
glad I
my God.
remembered. I'm glad
My
I
God.
remembered. Okay.
Okay,
We've just
now
started, so
now
it's okay.
now maybe we should start anew, huh? If we
Well, yes, you can just repeat what you just said in summary, actually, because it's starting from now, really, the recording. Yes, please. Sorry, Rumen. Lucky I
uh,
remembered.
so today is the 22nd of August 2026, and here we'll discuss several things. First, we will discuss the new age of Aquarius. When will it start? Uh, According to some of my uh, ideas.
Mhm.
We'll talk also about my new book, which I printed just a month ago. It is ready. It is about the Babylonian planetary cycles of Mercury and Venus, connected with mythology. The
Beautiful.
mythology.
Mabruk. You know
Uh,
what Mabruk means?
hmm?
It's Arabic for congratulations. Mabruk.
Okay, okay, yeah. Mabruk, yeah.
Yeah.
Baraka, Barak, Barak is blessed, means blessed by the Baraka. So okay,
Beautiful.
okay, Mabruk, okay, thank you. Shukran,
Have
Jiddan,
fun.
okay.
Have fun.
Uh, so uh, we'll talk about this book too, and also probably very soon I'll be starting regular Zoom classes, like one lecture, probably every week, a certain day, a certain hour, every week for 1 or 2 hours. And whoever wants to join can
I'd,
email
I'd like
me.
to join. I'd like to join.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, whoever joins can email me, and I will send them when and how we start. So these are the main three topics. So
Yes.
starting with the first topic,
Okay.
the age of Aquarius. So what you see here is uh, the Babylonian zodiac for now. Right now, what is the Babylonian zodiac? And you can see here these orange dots here. Um, it is written here 4 degrees 50 minutes, which means that in 4 degrees 50 minutes of Babylonian Pisces is the spring equinox.
Right.
Because the spring equinox, together with the other cardinal tropical points, they are moving on the background of the fixed stars
Hmm.
because of whatever precession, this and that, what we can see with our eyes on the sky is the fact that the spring equinox is moving backwards in the order of the signs and on the background of the fixed stars.
Hmm.
So, um, first, to tell you about the Babylonian fixed zodiac. The Babylonian fixed zodiac is a sidereal zodiac. It is tied to the stars. And the first to discover where in this zodiac uh, actually um, where was the beginning was Kugler, Franz Xaver Kugler. In the beginning of the 20th century, he was a scholar, Jesuit, brilliant scholar. Of course, he had some major flaws, some major kind of illusions, but we'll discuss this another time.
Hmm.
Uh, Nevertheless, he discovered uh, where was the start point of the Babylonian fixed zodiac. And then I think in 1953 or somewhere around there was one scholar, Peter Huber, who wrote article about the same topic, and he confirmed what Kugler has already discovered about the Babylonian fixed zodiac. So, in two words, how is the Babylonian fixed zodiac connected with the stars? Very, very simple. Aldebaran, which is the eye of the celestial bull. Here you see it. Aldebaran in the Babylonian fixed zodiac is always in the middle of Taurus, 1500 Taurus. And Spica, according to this zodiac, you see it here, Spica.
Yeah.
Spica is somewhere in, I can tell you the exact position. I think is 29 degrees and 2 minutes, I believe, in Babylonian Virgo. So there is this difference between the Lahiri, the most used Vedic sidereal zodiac, and the Babylonian, which is difference about 1 degree less, a little bit less than 1 degree.
Which
maybe
one?
around,
Which one is less? The Lahiri? The Lahiri.
Pardon?
The Lahiri is 1 degree less, or the Babylonian?
The difference is about 1 degree.
Yeah.
So Lahiri, everybody knows that Lahiri will put Spica in 0-0 balance, in 0-0
Libra.
balance. Libra, yeah, 0-0 Libra. However, here it is in 29 degrees and 2 minutes in Babylonian Virgo. So this is the difference.
Okay.
I think the Babylonian fixed zodiac has huge, very good underlying logic, because in this zodiac, these stars here, this star here, which is the tip of the southern horn of the celestial bull, I think it is Zeta Tauri. This star here in the Babylonian zodiac is exactly on the border between Taurus and Gemini. But in the Lahiri zodiac, we must move this a little bit further. This border, we must move it a little bit further back in the zodiac, right? Because we must move the border between Virgo and Libra. We must move it with approximately 1 degree clockwise, right? So all other borders will move with about 1 degree clockwise, and the tip of the southern horn of the bull will be in Gemini, right? And there is no logic in this. The logic is that Taurus must be whole. We should not cut the horn of Taurus, right? So, and the same also for Shaula. Shaula here is on the border of Scorpio and Sagittarius, and if we move this here clockwise with 1 degree, Shaula, which is the tip of the stink of Scorpio, will remain in Sagittarius. So there is huge logic here that we keep Taurus and Scorpio whole. We don't cut them as in Lahiri, but in the Babylonian zodiac they are whole. So okay, so one very simple method to have some idea, some notion when exactly will the age of Aquarius start is we just will move the spring equinox until it enters in Aquarius, right? So let's start moving. I'll move with let's say 50 years. With 50 years, and we will watch how we'll change. Okay, you see now it's 4 degrees 09 minutes, okay? Okay, now it's 3:27. We continue. Okay, now we must move probably with less, maybe with 3 years. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's put some more years here.
Getting close.
Okay, actually, wait, we passed it actually. we entered already. Aha, here it is. Okay, now we'll get it. When it is 00, it will enter into the Aquarius. Here it is.
Uh-huh.
30 degrees 00. This is the border between Babylonian Aquarius and Babylonian Pisces. Fixed. So, which year is this? 2373.
2000.
Let's write it down. 2373. So this is one very, very simple way. I'm not saying that this is, alpha and omega and that's it, and everybody else doesn't know anything. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying that this is one possible way to see things, to see when this era will finally come. So we can compare this with the age of Christianity to see when the spring equinox was entering Babylonian Pisces. When was that actually? So I'll go in the year 0. Okay. Oh, you see, when Jesus was born, according to the tradition, the spring equinox was in the 3rd degree of Babylonian Aries. So let's see when it will enter actually. Okay, let me write it down. 0 year, 3 degrees, 3 minutes. Good. So now I'll move the time and see when it will enter into the age of Pisces. Okay. That's it. 220 AD. 220 AD. So you see, Jesus was born, according to the tradition, 220 years before the spring equinox entered into Pisces. Of course, the world needed about 3 centuries to to have some start with Jesus. It was, of course, it was not right away. The world needed about 3 centuries until Christianity was accepted in Byzantium, in different countries, and actually it was around this time, around the 3rd century AD, 3rd, 4th century AD, when the persecution of the Christians stopped, and there is here logic in this. So if we think the same way, this means that the age, like the beginning of the age of Aquarius, probably will start before the actual entrance of the spring equinox in the Babylonian Aquarius.
Why?
Of course, huh?
Why?
Pardon?
Why?
Well, because Jesus was born 220 years before it entered into Pisces.
Mm.
It didn't happen after it entered. It happened before it entered. 220 years before it. However, nobody knew about Jesus then, right? Well, not nobody, but very, very few people. It was not worldwide, right? So we can expect that the same thing would happen now, which means that, of course, this beginning of the new age may happen 100 or 200 years or even 300 years before the actual entrance of the spring equinox in Aquarius. Of course, nobody will know about this, right? Just like with Jesus Christ. Very, very few people will know that something is brewing and something will come up. But
So
there is
are you saying that it's already started? Getting close.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, based on what you're saying, that's what it sounds like.
Well, yes, but the question is how many years before the actual entrance will they start? In the case of Jesus, this was around 200 years before the actual entrance into Pisces. However, will this be the same now? I'm not sure. But there is another possible way to look about this, because these grand epochs, they have a long time when they are starting up. When things starting to change, they need several centuries. So I'll show you something. For example, okay, we will do something. So now I'll put the spring equinox on the horizon. Okay. Almost on the horizon. Good. Okay. Let me just see something here. All right, we go to year 0. Okay, now horizon, I'll put the horizon here. Okay. One thing that we can check here is that, okay, when actually the year of Pisces will start up. Okay, we must go to ancient Babylonia. In ancient Babylonia, they had what was later called the ideal year, the ideal calendar. And this ideal year and ideal calendar was again connected with the cardinal points of the tropical cross, with the equinoxes and the solstices. So the first month in this ideal year, in this ideal calendar, the first month had in its center the spring equinox. 15 days before, 15 days after. And this was the first ideal month. So they were connecting the months with what they will see on the eastern horizon before sunrise. What kind of stars, which stars will show up in the east before the sunrise in this first month. And these were the signs of the new epoch. Whichever stars you see appearing heliacally before the sunrise in the first month of the ideal Babylonian year, this is the essence of the era of the current epoch. So what we can see here, okay, let's look at the stars in Pisces. Okay, if we take, for example, okay, this star here, Mira, which you can see here, now it is a part of the constellation Andromeda, but before we can accept that it most probably was a part of the Pisces right here. So what we can see is when exactly did Mira appear heliacally at the spring equinox. Okay, so let's see here. We can get to this one here. Okay, Mira. Okay, let me see. Here it is. Okay, we'll put here the year 0. And here, geolatitude, I'll put the latitude of Jerusalem, 32 degrees. And now I'll compute the morning first of Mira for the year 0. You see, the 20th of March, which is the spring equinox. So actually, on the spring equinox, the star Mira was rising exactly when Jesus was born, according to the tradition. Okay, if I go, however, let's see. Okay, if I go to year, let's put it just for comparison to see how it will change. If I go to year 100 years before Jesus, let's see how this will change. You see, right now is March 19. And it should be on March 20th. Okay. So we can see that one of the most powerful stars, which possibly was connected with the constellations of Pisces, was rising heliacally exactly when Jesus was born. And when the spring equinox was in 3 degrees of still inside of Babylonian areas.
So can you tell us how Mirak, reflects the birth of Jesus, what does that star represent? Because there's a lot of people that will not know. Can you just tell us a little bit about that star? How does it connect?
Well, as I said, Mirror today is part of Andromeda. However, as you can see, she is very close to the northern fish of the Pisces. And I suppose that in the ancient times, it may have been connected with Pisces.
Mm. Mm.
And when on the spring equinox, Mirror is appearing exactly on the spring equinox, this is a sign, a sign for the year in which the people were then.
Okay.
So it was a sign that that the epoch of Pisces is coming.
I see.
So okay, of course. Okay, then we can think about the same thing about Aquarius. All right, when we look at Aquarius, we see here one star, Sadal Melik. Sadal Melik is and Sadal Sud. These are the stars which are most powerful, the brightest stars. So we can go to now.
In Aquarius?
We can go, okay, wait, we can go to 2026 and see what is happening here. Okay, let's see where are these stars, Sadal Sud and Sadal Melik. Okay, now we will again check when they are helically rising. Okay, we work again with Jerusalem 32 north, and we put here 2026. All right, let's see now. Sadal Melik. You see, 19th of March.
Mm-hmm.
Sadal Sud has risen on the 11th of March. So it has already risen. If we go back in time, let's see, 1926. When will be Sadal Sud? It is the 10th. So we must go way back to see it. However, my idea, my logic is that we must look on the day of the spring equinox. And if we see the whole constellation already visible on the eastern horizon before sunrise, then we can draw the conclusion that the new epoch is near. So, however, we need here 20th of March and not 19th. So I think if we go, we must go to maybe 2100, okay, 2100 in order to, okay, in 2100, then already it is the 20th of March. You see, after 2100, Sadal Melik always helically rises on the 20th of March for the latitude of Jerusalem and for extinction 0.24. However, if we go, for example, latitude 49 north, we must okay, latitude 49, it has already risen on the April 5th. So this is different for the different latitudes. This kind of heliacal rising of the stars is different for the different latitudes. But this is a possible way to think about this too. No, it is very complex. As
Yes.
you can see, there are many stars in one constellation, and it is not very easy task. But as an idea is something that we can explore. Of course, the other way, the first way that I showed you, is the most easy way. Just look when the spring equinox will enter into the Aquarius, into the Babylonian Aquarius, and we are set. And this year was 2373. So my conclusion is that we are still not into the age of Aquarius. I mean, observably, something that we can feel when we look around and we see this new era. I don't see it. When I look around, I don't see it. When I look around, what I see is Rome in its last years, in its last decades. I see Babylon, late Rome, late Babylon, which are completely ruined by corruption of everything. So, when they talk about Babylon, the Babylonian whole, and how bad is Babylon, that's true. But this is the late Babylon. Late, and this is true for all late centuries of every civilization. The last years, the last centuries of every civilization are the Babylonian home. Babylon, Rome, Western European civilization, whatever. They are the same because these are the last years of this civilization, when everything is corrupted, when when everything is broken down, when there is no belief in God or in sacred things. Everything is materialism, everything is war, and all kinds of, and everything is mixed.
Yeah.
If you imagine late Rome, late Babylon, this is actually the same thing like right now in Western Europe. There are like all kinds of people in late Rome, late Babylon, from all over the world, all kinds of cults, religions. Everything is mixed up, religions, cultures, races, people, everything is mixed up, which is the feat of this statue that saw Nebuchadnezzar, and the prophet Daniel interpreted him the dream about this statue with the head gold, silver, then bronze, iron, and his feet were mixture of materials which cannot blend together. Actually, it was his feet. This was parts of iron mixed with clay.
Okay.
So
that's where we are now, right? At the feet.
That's where we are now. I don't see anything which will speak like a new era, a new golden era. Hey, where is that? Show me.
Mm.
Look, people are killing each other everywhere. The wars are growing everywhere. People hate each other. You know, what the hell is going on here? These are all signs not of a new era, but of the end of the old era.
Yeah.
And this can go for several centuries. This will not end tomorrow.
Yeah.
This I have the feeling that this will go for at least for 100, 200 years more minimum.
Mm.
So my conclusion is this, that we practically we are still far away from the new epoch.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense because these big, collective changes, these epoch changes, of course, that's never going to happen in 1 year or 2 years, or, there's it's beyond the grasp of our mental understanding. It's not a small thing. It has to take a long, long time for things to turn, for the clock to turn. And it makes sense what you're saying, because I don't see myself as well, in the next few years that we're going to be in some golden age. I think that's a little bit delusional. There's too much cleaning that needs to happen, too much cleaning, because those feet that you used as a symbol, as a metaphor, that are mixed with iron and clay and they can't mix together, that is so obvious. Like you stated, the conflicts that are happening worldwide, with people killing each other, etc. Sadly, but that's what's happening. Yeah. Mm.
A lot of negative feelings in the people in the whole world.
Yeah.
Look just how they hate each other.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, in all these conflicts
Mm. Yeah.
and everything that is happening. You see, in the golden age, the the characters, the main characters, which were into the spiritual, into the intellectual realm of the people, were the gods. The main characters of their mythology, of of their culture, of their rituals, of their art, were the gods. And who is the main character now? Silence of the Lambs, the serial killers, or Don Corleone, the mafia boss? These are the main characters now, and people watching. Wow, wow, wow. Yes, here you go. Wow. When the nuclear bomb falls. Here you go. Now you have your Don Corleone. Now you have your Silence of the Lambs, your serial killers, your mafia bosses, the main characters, which take up the imagination of the whole world. What kind of civilization is this? This is satanic civilization.
Yeah.
The end of civilization.
Roman, what do you think? Because from my understanding and perspective, it feels and it seems like the what we are talking about now really has been going on for a while, but it really exploded with that whole COVID bullshit story that started 6, 7 years ago, right? Ever since then, it's been one thing after another going worse and worse and worse and worse, more darkness, more evil behavior. Like we can see that, that's obvious. But I'm just wondering, is there anything you can point to astrologically, that explains it?
Oh, look in the year 2019, in this COVID year, starting from 2019 until 2021, there were a lot of things happening on the sky. In 2019, Betelgeuse just disappeared. I mean, not disappeared, but lowered her visibility, her brightness immensely. And Betelgeuse was very faint for 2 months.
Okay.
For 2 months, and then she gained back brilliance, but she was not to be seen for 2 months. So 2 months, we have 2 years of the COVID, cuckoo land, cuckoo craziness of all these people who just lost their mind
Yeah.
out of fear. Everybody lost their mind, and out of fear. Um, so they started trusting doctors and going to vaccinate themselves. And hey, where is Jesus? Where is your God? You believe in God? You believe in Jesus? Or you believe in the vaccines or in the doctors? What you believe in? So that's this showed the faith. How strong is the faith of the people? Guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? Uh, the the Amish, the Amish,
Yeah.
they didn't get afraid. They did not vaccinate, and nobody of them died out of COVID.
Mm.
but they trusted Jesus.
Mm. Mm.
So
So did I.
the the faith when the faith of the people in God disappears,
Mm.
then comes the end of the civilization.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's it. The civilization, they go in this kind of loop, or you know um, so there is the birth of the civilization, then they reach their highest point, and then they go down and die, and then a new culture, a new civilization pops up after, as you say, cleansing, actually.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
what about for people like you, like me, like many others who do have faith, who have a more insight and more understanding, and who try to live a clean, good life, with the understanding of God. When we are in these end times, which take a long time to end, how do we survive it? How do we deal with this? I mean, I find it a little bit difficult sometimes, to be honest, and I know a lot of my listeners here, they understand what I'm saying. They feel the same thing. They can understand what you've said today. They recognize it too. And it's sometimes it is, I believe it's the ultimate spiritual test actually of our faith, to not give up, right? Um, and yeah, so yeah.
Also, in these COVID years, also there was this solar eclipse. There was also a comet.
Mm, mm,
Uh, there was a powerful comet, and there was also eclipse, which happened on the summer solstice,
yeah.
which is very, very difficult eclipse, because to happen the eclipse when the sun is the most powerful on the summer solstice, and then the darkness
Mm,
pops up and eats the sun, this is not a very good omen.
Yeah. So when you put all that together, Betelgeuse, the light of that star fading out, the solar eclipse during the summertime, a comet, because to the ancients, a lot of people will not know about this. So, and I don't know much about it myself. I'm only learning from you. So I'm just summarizing what you've said so that people understand whatever is appearing in the sky, on the sky, whether it's a comet, an eclipse, stars, heliacal cycles of the stars, everything that's appearing on the sky. When you get a theme of layers of lots of different things happening at the same time, this is a direct impact on what's happening on the earth, as above, so below, right? Like Hermes
Absolutely.
Trismegistus said. So the ancients, they observed everything on the sky, even a cloud, and they would document everything. And so, with Rumen's experience and research and writing and reading of the ancient tablets and scriptures and writings and translating and so forth, he's qualified to be making the statements that he's making today. And he's telling us very clearly that when that bullshit COVID story started and made the whole world cuckoo, there were very significant things happening on the sky that unfortunately did point to darkness, darker things happening, and the escalation of things happening. And it hasn't stopped, and it's just intensified, right? And every day it feels like it becomes more and more and more intense, The just the main thing that I recognize is that the lack of faith actually that a lot of people have, that the mistrust, right? You
Mm.
know, um, so it is an absolute time of, people walk around saying I'm a spiritual person, or this, that, the other, but our faith is tested when we are in the darkest moment. That's when our faith is tested. Our faith is not tested when everything is sweet, when everything is, gold and beautiful. That's easy. Real faith is tested in
Absolutely.
these times. And so we
Absolutely.
just, we have to endure it, don't we? We just have to keep going. It's a
Absolutely.
clean, it's a big cleanup.
And also we should not forget the most important thing. Uh, and we have talked about this, and I have talked many times about the spring equinox entering entering into the second dodecatemoria
Mm,
of Pisces, of Babylonian Pisces, which is the first dodecatemoria of Pisces is Pisces again, and the second is the next sign, which is Aries.
various.
And this is the 500 degree of Babylonian Pisces, where starts the second dodecatemoria under Aries. And the spring equinox was in 500 of Babylonian Pisces in 2014.
Mm,
So we're 12 years already into this dodecatemoria of Aries small era, which is 180 years.
180, yes, I remember.
Like every dodecatemoria is 2 degrees and a half,
Mm,
and spring equinox needs 72 years to go through 1 degree. So 2 degrees and a half make 180 years.
yeah. Mhm.
So this is the most important astrological fact, which is underlying this kind of chaos that we are right now. War. Okay, 2014 started the war in Ukraine. Also in 2014, there was this upheaval in Iraq. This guy, I forgot his name, but he proclaimed himself for the new caliph, ISIS, the Islamic. How was this Islamic State? Islamic is this terrorist, which were called Islamic State. They actually rose to power in the same year, 2014, when the spring equinox entered into these areas, Doric Timor, and it slowly is gathering strength, like a slow, like an avalanche that we are watching in slow move, like
slow motion, but real time.
slow motion. Yeah.
Do you think also in the shorter picture or smaller picture, because Mars appeared in Aries in June as a morning star, right?
Mm-hmm.
This has, I think, added, yes, to the conflict everywhere. That's because there's people getting their heads chopped off, there's people getting stabbed everywhere. It's beyond it's incomprehensible actually the level of intensity of what's going on the planet. I can't think about it. I'll go crazy if I think about it. And I know everyone feels like that, it's just, yeah. Well, Jupiter's back on the sky. That's good news, right?
Yes, absolutely.
We can't underestimate the goodness of having Jupiter on the sky, the benevolence, right, and protection of Jupiter. Um, Certainly not going to erase, what's going on, but it does help. Um, Also, what could you say about the lunar eclipse coming up, Rumen, on the 28th of August in Babylonian fixed Leo Aquarius? The moon is going to be conjunct Fomalhaut, and the sun will be conjunct Regulus, two royal stars. So I'm thinking that's got to be pretty significant. What are your
Uh,
thoughts on that?
well, okay. The solar eclipse happened. Okay, let's see. I'll put also the planets here. Okay, the solar eclipse happened on the 12th, right? Um, and it happened in the 25th degree of Babylonian Cancer. So, as you can see, this is very close to Regulus, very close to Babylonian Leo. And uh, this will put some stress on people who have the end of Babylonian Cancer or the beginning of Babylonian Leo somewhere on the horizon, the meridian, sun, moon, and Trump. I think the ascendant of Trump was somewhere around Regulus. So this will be tough times for the President Trump too. And then the lunar eclipse on the 28th. Let's see, 28th.
I noticed some of you talked about the lunar eclipse. A couple of you mentioned something about it. So I've been very distracted with listening to Rumen. I can see that you're talking amongst each other, so that's great. If you have any specific questions for Rumen, please write it in the comments section. Right now, we're just talking about the upcoming partial lunar eclipse, which is connecting to two royal stars, and I just wanted to hear what Rumen's thoughts are about it.
Yeah. So it will be exactly, yeah, it will be exactly where Fomalhaut is projected.
Is that
Uh,
is that star Rumen? I've heard or I've read bits and pieces that it has a very strong spiritual um energy, if you like, about it. And I've heard that it can be used in a really negative way, like you get those, like for example, you get a cult leader, who has that Fomalhaut, maybe conjunct the moon or the sun or the midheaven or the ascendant, and they're a fraud, they're a liar, they're just using the spiritual cover, to draw people in. And there was one guy, I've just forgotten his name, Indian guy. He was very well known. He just took people's money basically under the guise of, being a spiritual guru. And I think
mm,
he had Fomalhaut very prominent in his chart. So my question is, can Fomalhaut operate in that way? I suppose it can, right? And anybody can tune into an energy, integrate it, and, use it for doing evil things, right?
oh yeah, of course, of course.
So, but
Uh,
but but the purest level of Fomalhaut, is it not spiritual purity, from divine
mhm.
source, from divine connection. It enhances those spiritual qualities, Is that correct?
Yes, yes, Fomalhaut is one of the spiritual stars.
Yeah.
Speaker is the other one. Vega, Deneb also.
Hmm. Okay. So what are your
And
thoughts on
they are a little bit different. Speaker is more intellectual, Fomalhaut is more artistic, and
uh
Vega it's uh, like the star of angels or
Vega?
Ve- Vega, yeah, Vega.
Ah,
It's
okay.
projected in the 20th degree of Babylonian Sagittarius.
Hmm. Hmm.
So um, the second topic is about the new book. The new book,
Okay, but but
which
but just sorry, what 1 second.
yeah, yeah,
With
tell
the
me,
with the lunar eclipse being conjunct
Fomalhaut.
on the whole, yeah, can you say just one thing, like just for people, if it's conjunct their moon, their sun, ascendant, or midheaven,
Yeah,
in a good way, what can it bring? What can it show?
well, if this is, of course, when eclipse happens, this means that the darkness attack from the darkness, right?
Mm,
Eclipse.
mm.
Um,
I
so
felt
they
it.
will,
Mm.
pardon?
I felt it with the solar eclipse. I felt
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
energies. Yeah. Mm.
So for the solar eclipse, those who have, as I said, the end of Babylonian Cancer or the beginning of Babylonian Leo somewhere important, like the President Trump, this will be attack. They must prepare.
Mm.
They must prepare, and this can uh, this can this can be on their social position if this is on MC. This can be their health and their feeling if this is on the horizon. Um,
I read somewhere, Roman, that and you would be able to verify this, that uh in Mesopotamia and Babylonia back in the ancient times, the pure, not what came later, um, is it true that the emperor or the king or the leader at that time, when they were told by the priests who were astrologers that, there's an eclipse, solar eclipse going to be on this day. They would hide, and put a replacement so that the real leader or emperor, doesn't receive the bad fate, whatever it
Mm.
was. Is this true that they would take them out, they would remove them and put a replacement?
Yes, yes, yeah. They they will take somebody, some prisoner who is sentenced to death.
Right.
They'll take him and proclaim him for the Tsar, for the king,
Yeah.
and he'll be playing king for several months, and then they'll cut his head,
Yeah. So it's
and
true.
the real king will come back. Well, yeah, this is true. This
Mm.
is a way that they believe that will work. I'm not sure about whether such kind of rules will cheat God, right?
No,
Uh,
no, it
I'm
just,
not
no.
I'm not so sure about this, but they actually did it. Yes.
I think that they're doing it now in different ways, with, I don't know, it's possible, with different high profile people, all sorts of
Oh yeah,
crazy things
yeah,
going
yeah.
on. We think that we're
Yeah.
seeing this person, but it's not even that person. It's all bullshit. Anyway, back to the Fomalhaut conjunct the
Yeah.
lunar
So
eclipse.
this, of course, the lunar eclipses are a little bit not so dangerous like
Yeah,
the sun,
yeah,
but still not very nice.
yeah,
Um,
okay.
and the lunar eclipses also they'll they'll hit this this other part of the people. Everybody has these two kinds of sides, right? Like plus and minus, sun and moon, day and night. So this will hit people who have their something. Um, this will have impact on their lunar side, which is which is their female relatives. You
Okay,
know,
okay.
their home, their psychological state,
Mm-hmm.
everything. And
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
and of course, because this happened on very important stars, this will have also a major impact on the whole planet too.
Yeah, yeah. And what time frame or window of time do you give to the solar and the lunar eclipses, Rumen? For
About about 3 months for the solar and about 1 month for the lunar.
so 3 months from the date of the eclipse and 1 month from the date of the lunar eclipse?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. All right. Let's talk about your wonderful new book, Rumen. Let's have a look-see. I'm very, very interested to see this.
Yeah, it. Let's see. Okay, I have here one PDF with the. Okay, this is the book here.
Mm-hmm.
This is Apollo killing Python,
Yeah.
uh, and this is about yeah, Babylonian planetary cycles and myths
Mm-hmm.
in Mesopotamia and Greece. And this volume is about Mercury and Venus.
Beautiful. So when you do go into the mythology, you said that you go into the Babylonian mythology and the Hellenistic, the Greek.
Yes, both.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so this is the contents here. And this is Venus.
Venus. Okay. Is there with Venus, I can see, God, there's a lot of sections there. Is there one thing you can pick just quickly to just mention something that, we haven't talked about before. And maybe if you have time, we can meet again and do another YouTube video live session. And we can talk about, because Venus is going to soon approach her end of the evening star cycle,
Mm.
and she will go invisible. She will come back on the sky as Pallas Athena, morning star. Would you like us to do a video on that? I think that would be really, really great. A lot of
We
people
can
love that.
we can make, yeah.
Okay, great.
So here I'll go to the birth time in this chart. So this is the chart of Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, that wonderful person.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So have we talked about this chart in
Yes,
the
we did touch on it, but that's okay. Bring it up again because it's absolutely fascinating.
so Saturn here, okay, the meridian. Let me put the meridian. So Saturn here, very close to the meridian, together with Neptune and Spica. Spica is spiritual star,
Mm,
and Saturn and Neptune right there on close to the meridian. And this is daytime. This is nighttime chart. The sun is below horizon. So this is one very, very important thing here. Saturn in a night chart is not very good. Not very
mm,
good.
I know.
This if you see Saturn on the meridian in a night chart, very often this means that this person will reach high social status,
Yeah,
and in one moment it
gone.
will be downfall.
Uh-huh.
But what I wanted to show you here is another thing. You see here Mars
Uh-huh.
and Venus,
Yes.
and the Moon is not very far away also.
Mm-hmm.
But Mars and Venus are in conjunction, exact conjunction, in this very, very special zone here, which is also spiritual zone. This where the water
Of Aquarius.
Aquarius splashes on the ecliptic. Uh, Actually, the 20th degree of Babylonian Aquarius is one of the seven sacred degrees, the 20th of Aquarius. And this is sacred because this is the middle into this water of life. So,
Roman, what
this
is what is the symbol next to Venus? Just out of
this is
curiosity.
the part of the spirit.
Part of spirit?
Part
Oh,
of the spirit, yeah. This is part of the spirit, shows our relation with God.
yeah. Okay.
So here he has the part of the spirit also in conjunction with Mars and Venus. So we can see actually if he had notion of God, we can see that he understood this through the lens of Mars and Venus conjunct.
Hmm.
There are such kind of uh, mm, occult practices groups,
Hmm.
which put all this kind of cult practices, Mars and Venus, the sexual kind of practices. And if we have there the part of the spirit, then that's important. But one very, very important thing here is that if we look, where is the perigee of the moon? Well, look, the perigee of the moon is right there.
Hmm. And just
The
remind people what that. briefly what that means, the perigee of the moon being right there. It brings something in, doesn't it? It brings some darkness, I think, from memory.
The perigee of the moon is the point in the lunar orbit which is closest to the Earth,
Mm.
and then the moon is most powerful.
Mhm.
Um, and I understand this point to show where is the attention of the person, where is his attachment. The perigee just shows
Mm.
where the person concentrates his attention and his desires. So the perigee conjunct the Mars Venus conjunction shows that this guy is very concentrated on sexual things.
Yeah, consumed by love.
Consume,
Yeah,
consume.
yeah. So
Con-
Spiker up there on the meridian, that didn't help him, I don't think.
which one?
Speaker, speaker on the
Uh,
meridian.
yeah, yeah, speaker. Well, but we have there Neptune, we have there Saturn,
Yeah.
and Hermes says in his work about the fixed stars that if a planet is conjunct a fixed star, it changes the influence of this fixed star.
Mm.
Speaker is of Mercury and Venus influence, and Saturn, Neptune there, kind of mess up the influence of speaker and turn this influence into something else.
Hmm.
Like, for example, Hermes says that uh, if Mars is in conjunct with speaker, it makes it to have the opposite influence,
Mm.
the opposite one. So speaker, okay, it's very spiritual, it is intellectual. People with speaker, they're very good speakers. They have this kind of high spiritual ambitions. But if we have there Mars, Hermes says it turns to the opposite. And if we have there Neptune and Saturn, that's not much better, I suppose.
Yeah, because Saturn
Uh,
is a malefic too. How do you think the Neptune is acting in a negative way in this picture? Is it just because of how tricky Neptune is in this third dimension reality? You know, how
com-
it creates delusion.
confusion,
Yeah, yeah,
confusion.
yeah.
Here also something interesting. Look, Shower, the stink of Scorpio is exactly on his horizon. Here, Shower.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, okay, I'll say here I can see several very important things here. Shower on the eastern horizon, Saturn, Speaker, Neptune close to the meridian, and this Mars, Venus, and Perigee conjunction. This is and the moon also no not very far away. So I believe these are some of the main um, things which determine the psychological structure of this
Right.
guy here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And also look, is the sun is in the horns of the Capricorn.
Yeah.
Capricorn, yeah, Capricorn in Greece was
Yeah,
Pan, this divinity of basic sexual drive,
yeah,
actually.
The horny goat. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have here a lot of indications of
Mm.
what actually he was
Yeah.
and of his fate. And also here Uranus on the western horizon. This means very, very sudden collapse also. We
Mm.
have Jupiter here down here, which has given him this opportunity in life, this access to wealth and to wealthy people. Many things we can see here. All right, Mars, Venus.
Mm-hmm.
I am taking this for example, and now I'll let me see. Okay. I had here part of my book here, which is about Mars and Venus. Okay, let me see. Okay, how? All right. The the question is, if we like in the chart of Epstein, we have this conjunction Mars and Venus. The question is, when will this repeat? When will this conjunction repeat? So we compute this in this way here. I have given it. All right, let's see now. I have computed it here. So we have the synodic cycles of Mars and of Venus. We divide them and we see that in one cycle of Mars, synodic cycle, which is from one conjunction with the sun to the next one. So we have here 1.33, which means that in one synodic cycle of Mars, we have 1.33 cycles of Venus. So we must find a whole number of Venus cycles, which will correspond to a whole number of Mars cycles, so that the conjunction repeats. And in this way, we must multiply this number here. We start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on until we get a whole number. And look here, if we divide, if we multiply by 3, we will get 4. So in 3 cycles of Mars, we have 4 cycles of Venus.
Yeah.
So they'll come in conjunction again. And the cycle is 6.4 years. Which means that every 6 years and 5 months, the positions of Mars and Venus relative to the sun and relative to each other will repeat.
Yeah.
But it will be in a different place of the zodiac, because the extra days over a full year is 148. So if the number of the years is again a whole number, their conjunction will happen in the same place of the zodiac. If it is not a whole number, it will be in different place. So we continue here and we see that the next good, okay, we have several here. We have several other cycles which are okay, but not very exact. But the cycle, when we multiply this number up here, which is 1.33 5, and so on. Here we multiply by 15, then we'll got pretty good number here, 20.03. That's a very good number here. So 15 full cycles of Mars correspond to around 20 cycles of Venus. Okay, and this corresponds to 32 years.
Yeah.
And 11 days. So this is the cycle where the Mars-Venus constellation relative to the Sun and together with the Sun, actually this is Mars-Venus-Sun constellation relative to each other. This repeats the same in the same place of the zodiac every 32 years.
Yes. Yes.
So and this is true for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where you have your Mars or where you have your Venus and where you have your Sun, when you're 32 years old, this same constellation will repeat. And this is true for all cycles of the planets and the all complex cycles of several planets. So in everybody's life, her or his 32 years will reveal Mars, Venus, Sun constellation. And what will what will happen in this 32 year will reveal actually this constellation, what it means. Mars, Venus, Sun. If it is good kind of constellation, when the person is 32 years, he'll have or she will have very good luck in love, Mars, Venus, Sun, right? And if it is bad, then at 32.
Can I just clarify a couple of things? This cycle, and we're looking at, for example, 32 years of age. When you say the constellation of the Sun, Mars, and Venus, are you saying that what we are looking at is, well, first of all, it's a cycle that repeats every 32 years. They come back to the same part of the zodiac, right? That's what I'm saying. Okay. And when we are looking at this, regardless of where a person's Sun, Venus, Mars was, it's irrelevant. This is a cycle unto itself. It repeats every 32 years. It's got nothing to do with one's birth chart. It's just what's happening with the cycles between Mars and Venus, right?
Yeah.
So when we are looking at this cycle and where this conjunction is occurring, and you're putting the Sun there too, and when you're saying the constellation, are you talking about the degrees that they meet up in every 32 years in the Babylonian fixed zodiac? Is that what we are saying here?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And you said when it's in a good place, for example, that can be good things that correspond to Mars, Venus matters, let's say. And if it's a more difficult or bad alignment, then it's not going to be so good. Could you give an example of what might be considered a good constellation or position and what might be considered a bad one, just so that people can understand what we're talking
very,
about?
very easy. Mars opposition Venus.
Say that again.
Mars opposition Venus.
If Mars and Venus are opposite each other.
Yes.
Relative to this 32-year cycle?
I mean, look, if in your chart somebody has, let's say, invisible Venus. Venus conjunct the Sun.
Yeah.
And we have Mars in opposition.
Yeah.
That's not very good, right?
No.
So this will reveal at age 32 because this will repeat after 32 years.
Okay.
Well, look, okay, I'll go now to dynamic. Okay, and now let's see. Okay, let's see. I'll move the time with 32 years. Okay, and let's see what will we see. You see?
Did you animate 32 years?
Wait, huh?
Did you go forward 32 years? I didn't see.
Yes, yes. Okay, look, this is the chart of Epstein.
Yeah.
Okay, I move with 32 years forward.
Okay.
So what we have here, the same thing,
Yeah.
Venus Mars conjunct in Aquarius.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's change a little bit this. Okay, let's think I will pick up some position that I like. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I want to find some kind of square if I can between Mars and Venus. No, 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 no. Okay. I must look more.
Are you going to create a chart with Venus and Mars squaring each other?
Yeah, look now. Right now, they are in square, right? Mars here is in Scorpio,
Yeah.
squaring Venus
In
in
Aquarius?
Aquarius, right? And the Sun is close by here. Okay. Now, imagine this is somebody horoscope, okay?
Yeah.
So remember the position of the planets. Venus here is again in this very special degree here, the 20th of Babylonian Aquarius, in these waters of life. Mars is in the 18th degree of Scorpio, very close to the heart of Scorpio, Antares. So these are powerful positions and they are in square, Mars and Venus. Okay, we move 32 years forward. Let's see what will happen. Ha! The same thing, you see?
Mm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter where is Mars, Venus, the Sun in a given chart, this will repeat after 32 years.
Yeah.
And what they mean in the chart will become evident in the 32nd year of life.
And will that cycle repeat the meaning of it again 32 years later again? So the meaning of what's there in the chart, you're saying shows up at the age of 32 the first time, right? Does
Yes, because 32 years is a stable cycle. It is exact cycle. Of course, we have many more cycles, which are again Mars, Venus, Sun, but
yeah,
they are not so stable, not so like 32 is very exact
yeah,
and in the same place of the zodiac.
yeah.
So in the 32nd year of life, this will be a very powerful moment for Mars, Venus, and the Sun.
Okay. So for example, I have Mars Venus sextile in my chart.
Oh, good. You're lucky.
Yeah.
You're
They
very
like
lucky.
they like each other very much. They've got no problem,
You must admit
so to
that you're
speak.
lucky.
So because they're sextile each other, which is a good aspect, that cycle is going to the from the time I was born until the age of when I'm 32, that cycle repeats again as a sextile aspect. So can you still hear me, Rumen?
Yes.
Okay, because
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Well,
32 years of age for me, that was a wonderful time in my life. It was really good. So does that mean I have to wait until I'm 64 to get another good one?
no. It is only one of the cycles. This is like this kind of thing. It is only one of the many astrological factors. Like
Yeah,
you may have Venus in primary direction, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
conjunct the sun or parallel with the sun, and it will be most wonderful time too. Don't worry.
yeah, yeah. I know.
Don't worry.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But I'm not joking about when I was 32. I remember that year of my life was very, very good, very good.
Yeah.
And so,
You see? Yeah.
is that because my Mars Venus is sextile? Do you think? Yes.
Yeah. I think, okay, look, you talk to someone, you don't know his chart, you don't know anything about his birth time, but for example, he tells you, when I was 32 years old, I fell in love, I was very happy, I married, and you immediately know that his constellation, Mars, Venus, Sun, reveals as good.
Yeah.
And if someone tells you, oh, this was horrible here, I fell in love, but it was very horrible, I got, um, like something happened and everything was destroyed, I was very unhappy, then this means that his constellation, Mars, Venus, Sun in his chart is not good.
Mm.
So no, you can have idea about the astrological constellations in the chart of someone only from knowing what happened in his life at certain years of his age.
Yeah.
So and now you saw this Mars Venus
Mm.
cycle, like we have this small cycle of 6 years and 5 months. Then we have this big, strong cycle of 32 years. And we have many, many more.
Mm.
And we have also the same with the other planets.
Mm.
And also we have the same with planets and other kind of cycles. For for example, let me show you again the birth chart of this guy. And we have here Mars, Venus, and the Perigee. Okay, we have here the Perigee. Good. Uh, we go 30 years forward. Yeah, the this kind of conjunction here repeats in the same place. The sun is also very, very near where I was in the birth. So this works good, but the perigee is not there.
Mhm.
So what we can do, we can find out this complex cycle, which will include not only Mars, Venus, and the sun, but also the perigee. So I will show you here now. Let me see where it was. Okay, was it here? Venus Perigee, or was it here?
So
Okay.
how many years are we looking at with the cycle of the perigee? Like with the Mars Venus, we've determined that it's the 32-year cycle that we're specifically interested in, that number, okay? And we said that every 6.5 years there's a Venus-Mars cycle as well, but we are looking
Yeah,
at a 32-year cycle. With the perigee moon, what numbers are we using? What are we working with here?
exactly. We are watching now at this. Okay, let me. What happens here? Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, here we want to find out what is the cycle of repetition Mars, Venus, Perigee constellation relative to each other and to the sun. So now, okay, what we do here, we take the cycle of Mars and Venus, which is 6 years and 5 months here, 2,340 days, right? Is this cycle of Mars Venus, 6 years and something and 5 months. And we use here the perigee lunar cycle, which is here 27.55 and so on days. And we have the coefficient, and now we do the same thing. All right, so now let's see what we got here. Okay, what is, we have several cycles here, but neither of them is very exact, but we can try it. Let's see, for example, this cycle of 38 years and 5 months, which will be 14,040 days. All right, 14,040 days. We go here. Okay, we go to birth, 14,040 days. Well, let's see.
That's a lot of days.
A lot of days, yeah, 38 years, 40,040 days. Let's see what will happen. Nah, not still something close. The perigee is a little bit away. Some cycles are much more exact than others. You see, look, the perigee, the cycle of the perigee, this is the most inexact, the most variable cycle of all cycles, because the orbit of the moon is changing. Like every turn of the moon in its orbit is different. Everyone is different. And because this irregularity of the lunar orbit, that's why the cycles are, not exact. That's why they.
Yeah. And you mentioned that in the book as well. I noticed that you've explained that underneath that these cycles are as an orientation. It's very an
Yeah,
unstable cycle to get more specific, right? So you've mentioned that.
like some cycles are very exact, some are not that exact. Let's see. Okay, here we have, I am looking for something which will be okay, 70 years. 70 years. Okay, let's try this. 25 740. 20, yeah, 25,000 days, 740.
You got to put
Oh,
your maths hat on, guys. This is very mathematical at this point.
well, this is mathematics until you learn the.
Yeah.
Here, yeah, here this is happening. This is a 70-year cycle, which is the cycle of Venus, Mars, and the perigee. However, the perigee is actually turned around in 180 degrees, and we have here conjunction with the apogee.
Mm.
Venus, Mars, apogee. Still something. So this cycle of 70 years is much better, much more exact. So
What does the apogee
apogee.
yeah, what does that one speak to? We spoke about the perigee, we
Mhm.
like with Epstein and desires and attachments, the focus on that because it was conjunct his Venus and Mars. How do you interpret the apogee from that perspective?
Uh,
How is it different to the perigee?
okay. Perigee, the moon is closest to the Earth.
Yeah,
Very powerful. And I think the perigee will show where is the attraction of the person.
yeah,
What is he attracted to?
yeah.
And the apogee will reveal what what he fears, where his aggression goes. The apogee is his where is pointed his aggression, his distrust. uh
Distrust? Did you say distrust?
Distrust, where is his fear. And apogee is this, and the perigee is what is he attracted to.
So, because the apogee is it's a Greek word, apogee, which means the moon is furthest away.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Apogee. Apogeosis, that's what they say in the aeroplane when the aircraft is
Hmm.
apogeosis, leaving from the earth, going
Yeah.
up into the sky. So from a symbolic level, astrologically, with what you just said, the apogee can correspond to distrust, fear, maybe aggression. This is apogee, right? The moon
Mm.
furthest. So I'm just trying to make the connection now because
Mhm.
this is the moon furthest away. So is it something that is in our subconscious that is released, or how do you explain it?
Well, yeah, of course. It's I will connect mythologically
Hmm.
the perigee with echidna,
No. Okay.
and the apogee with typhon.
Typhoon. Oh my God.
Typhon.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Okay.
they are family, right? Echidna and typhon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So both difficult actually. Right.
these are the parents of almost all monsters, actually, right?
Right. Mm.
Echidna and typhon, they are the archy monsters, like they're the parents of all other monsters.
Mm.
So the lunar orbit, and uh, this is what holds people under the in this lunar sphere, that they turn around there in samsara. They cannot get out. This is
Mm.
the moon, the lunar orbit, the
Yeah.
moon, actually, the
Yeah.
moon, the physical world.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and very logically, the perigee and the apogee, must reveal this kind of also the subconscious,
Mm.
um, and these two poles:
Mm.
attraction, perigee, echidna; aversion, apogee. typhoon.
Mm.
You see, I have seen, I have noticed charts where they have the the perigee conjunct with the ascendant.
Hmm.
These are very, very ambitious people. If somebody has the perigee on the ascendant, these are people who have very high ambitions and very high desires, and they want basically to eat the whole world,
Mm.
to grab as much as they can
So
from the world.
greedy
From
people.
greedy is yeah, but greedy not only in relation to money
Mm.
or to finances, but greed towards everything,
Everything, yeah.
towards everything that they want.
Mm.
Not
There's
not only money,
mm,
uh,
mm,
but pleasures,
yeah, yeah.
power.
So it's a control thing, isn't it? Because all of
It's
things connect to control. I want to have more of this.
yeah,
I want control over this. I want more, that's control.
Hidna wants to
Hmm.
eat everything. She has a very big appetite,
Insatiable. Yeah, okay.
insatiable. Yeah, but
Wow.
you see, uh, to have the perigee, the apogee axis on important points, on the meridian, on the horizon, the sun, the moon, is actually, from my perspective, this is much better. Um, from my perspective, this is good because this makes the chart strong. There are a lot of energy there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it can go wrong. It
Yeah.
can go wrong, yes,
Yeah.
but still there is a lot of life in this person, a lot of energy going on, a lot of things happening inside this person, and there is psychological development.
Mm.
If we don't have planets, stars on the around the meridian, around the horizon, in this strong spatial houses like 11th house, 9th house, also very strong, 7th house, 5th house, but most strong is the meridian and the horizon. So if we don't have anything there, we don't have planets, we don't have stars, we don't have even the perigee or the apogee, then these people are sleeping.
Mm.
They they are sleeping. They don't have psychic life, you know.
Mm. Interesting.
And uh, if somebody has a lot of things there in these powerful places, they may go the wrong way. Okay, some not very good things may happen to them. They can be even very very bad people sometimes, but there is this development, there is psychic life, something is going on, energy is flowing, and they develop, they develop, and those who are sleeping, they are sleeping,
Yeah.
nothing happens.
Yeah.
So
Fascinating.
it is for me it is better somebody to has strong chart, even bad chart, but strong chart.
Yeah. Because there's movement, there's evolution, there's growth, there's something
Yeah.
happening, right? Yeah.
Remember this criminal who accepted Jesus on the cross. He was
Mm,
crucified for all bad things that this guy has done, and on the cross he accepted Jesus.
mm.
So even all his life he was terribly wrong. In the end, there
Yeah.
was light.
Yeah. That's a beautiful example, that one. Very powerful. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So uh ah so this kind of in this book, in this new book, I'm talking only about Mercury and Venus, a little bit also about the Perigee, Apogee, about some other cycles, but mainly about Mercury and Venus, and also about the cycles of Mercury and Venus with other planets.
Mm-hmm.
And I made this um, table, which I call the table of destiny.
Yeah, that's right. I remember
Uh,
when you spoke about it.
yeah, and let me show you. Let's see, where is this table of destiny? Ah, here it is. So here, the tablet of destiny. This shows every year what periods are revealing, what planetary periods are revealing. So here you see 32. There are several periods. First Venus, of course,
Mm-hmm.
because these are 4 times 8.
Mm-hmm.
The period of Venus, the synodic period is 8 years. This big period, and 8 multiplied by 4 makes 32. So, okay, we have first Venus, but then we have also here Venus and Mars,
Mm-hmm.
32. And we have also Mercury and Mars
Mm.
at, at this at this age.
Okay.
And then, okay, the year of life 33, we have here Mercury again, and we have the Sun. The Sun. These are periods which are not connected with Venus or Mars. These are solar periods. Um, so, okay, look here, 35 years and something, we have Venus and Saturn.
So
35,
sorry
yeah.
to interrupt, Roman. With these cycles where you are pointing at, the years of age are corresponding to, for example, 33 was Mercury and the Sun. We just went to, where did we go now? 38, I think we went to, did we? 38 or 35. Anyway, whichever age you're looking at, you are referencing the cycles that correspond to a particular age in a person's life. And in this book, for example, when you go further, do you describe how you came to identifying the cycle? So, for example, at the age of 33, we said it's Mercury and the Sun. Do you talk about what cycle it is between Mercury and the Sun that equates
No,
to
no,
the age?
these are two separate cycles.
Okay.
At age 33,
Yeah.
Mercury has its cycle, and the Sun has its own cycle. This is not Mercury and the Sun. This is Mercury, and
Okay.
this solar cycle is a little bit different.
Okay.
But you
And
know,
and when you go further, do you describe like the age 33 is equivalent to a Mercury cycle and a solar sun cycle, two individual cycles, right?
yeah, yeah.
And do you talk at all about what that could mean? Because this is called tables of destiny, right? So
Yeah.
where do we take the meaning? Is it just a case of thinking about the divinities, the archetypes, the mythologies? Because in the book you do actually go into Babylonian and Greek mythology about the divinities, right? So is that where people draw, their understanding of what's happening at these different ages in life from this point of view of destiny?
Yeah, like how are these cycles computed? All this explained very well in the book. How I came to this table is explained very well. And here this is valid for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, when he's 21, around, he's written 20.78, around 21 years of age, for everybody will reveal the position, the constellation Venus, Jupiter in their charts, and then also Venus, Saturn
Hmm.
also. And then also Mercury with the synodic moon, which is also somewhere around 21 years. In everybody's life. This is true for everybody.
Okay. And you must consider then the person themselves must consider the position of their own natal sun, natal Mercury, natal moon to
Of
extract.
course, yeah.
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 Can you go down, please? I want to go to more years, higher years, above 40.
Well,
What have you got there for?
here you go.
Where are we? Okay, there we are. Hmm.
Look here, for example, 44 and something
Hmm.
is a pure Perigee cycle.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Here, 57 and something is triple Venus, Mars, Perigee, all together. So, yeah, and this is only for Mercury and Venus with the other planets.
Well, you were 57 not long ago. Well, you don't have to go into personal details, but can you relate to the Venus Mars perigee at 57?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my
That
God!
sounds like a yes to me.
My God! This is like 57. I was 57.
Not long
When was
ago.
that? Tell me, when was that? 2017.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
2017. Venus.
oh, okay. I thought it was just, I don't know why. I thought you were younger than that. Okay.
Well, you see,
You look younger. That's why. Ah,
I may look younger, but
you do. You tricked me.
but I'm very ancient
I
actually.
I know you are. I absolutely know that 100% from my soul. Okay, but anyway, do you remember 57? Was that something
Oh,
that,
sure,
yeah?
sure, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
Well, it was very tumultuous here actually, because in my chart I have Mars opposition Venus, and the perigee apogee axis is around this position also.
Is that?
Apogee, yes, apogee is close to Mars, perigee is close to Venus.
Wow. So that really fits for you because before when you were describing, if someone has the perigee, apogee, around the meridian or um
Horizon,
the horizon, thank you. It makes a person very, very driven, right?
yes,
To do things.
absolutely.
And look at how much you have created, in your life, like in such a short time. It's
Yeah.
inconceivable. Most people do not understand what you've created and how much you've created. Most people will never understand. But anyway, I do.
Um,
I do.
so yeah, I
So that describes it for you, the perigee apogee in, yeah, okay,
okay.
that's very interesting.
Okay, look, I have Mars up there on MC
Yeah,
conjunct with the apogee.
yeah,
Opposition with Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter
yeah,
on the IC, conjunct with the apogee, with the perigee, and this is squaring the moon on the descendant.
yeah,
So this is like very strong constellation, including 5 planets,
yeah,
5 visible planets.
yeah, okay,
Oh, and this is exactly on the meridian and on the horizon. So this is very, very strong
yeah,
constellation. And
yeah,
of course, this this year, 2017, will, because this repeats,
Mm.
this will be very, very sharp event, very, very strong event. And it was very, very tumultuous year.
Mm.
I had some huge problems with with how to say it, with my ex,
Okay.
and then with the United States police and Interpol and all these things, Mars,
Mm.
so um, um, there was warrant for my arrest issued
Really?
in Washington State.
Wow.
Actually, I went to the US in 2017. I went to Seattle, where I was living before, um, and my ex had remained there, and uh, she didn't want me to be around, so she made this complaint with the police. So they issued order for my arrest, and I had to change my flight to go out of the United States as fast as I could, actually, not in order not to be arrested and thrown in jail. So this was what happened to me.
Mm.
And it actually describes very well
Mm.
the constellation.
Mm.
Like there will be some very dangerous moments because of Mars up there, but
Mm.
because Mars is a night planet and I am born during the night, the chances is that I will escape unharmed.
Mm.
Um, Also, because Venus and Jupiter were in this constellation, this was a sign that I most probably will not wind up in jail, right? So that's why it was a very dangerous situation.
Mm. Fascinating.
Um, but in the end, I could escape.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, Rumen. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing something
It was
so
it
private.
was
Yeah. That's amazing. That's a very good example, though, a real, example. And it
yeah,
shows as well the grace, I think, of the two benefics, Venus and Jupiter, yeah? The two benefics. That's the
yeah,
grace.
yeah.
Yeah. Amazing, amazing. Okay, I'm loving this Tables of Destiny. This is great. This is really great. I
Yeah.
I I can't wait to get the book and dive in there and yeah, and play with this table. This is very fascinating. Amazing. Well done. Well done for another accomplishment. Extraordinary. Amazing.
Yeah. So it this these cycles, as I said, they are universal.
Mm.
They are good for everybody. For example, uh, if you happen to read some account of some famous person, let's say in history or even now, and for example, you see that when, let's say, when the guy was 33 years old, he departed from this earth. The guy died when he was 33 years old. Then, or something very, very important happened to him in this year. What we know immediately is that this guy is under the solar cycle
Mm.
because 33 is a solar cycle.
Mm.
So Jesus, 33, Alexander the Great,
Bruce
33,
and Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, 33, and in the meantime, I learned about several other
Mm,
famous guys who also went out of this world when they were 33.
yeah.
Their mission was finished, so God took them back.
Yeah.
So 33. When we know the cycles, then we can connect the people with these different cycles.
Mm, mm,
All right. And when we know the cycles, as I told you, only by events which happened in a certain year in person life, we know with which planets this year is connected. And we know what is the condition of this constellation in his chart,
yeah.
even without knowing his chart.
Yeah. 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 Mm,
So there is about mythology, important thing. I'll say several things only. Like the best is to read the most ancient authors, Homer, Hesiod. Then we must look for numbers in the mythology. They are important, but they are overlooked and not mentioned by the modern interpreters of mythology. Uh, so numbers, what kind of numbers are there? Then we must see with our eyes, we must see the divinity.
mm,
If not directly, then in a statue, in some drawing, iconography, the first thing that we must do is to see them, how they look,
mm,
and then everything else, and then read about the myths connected with them. So ancient authors, what kind of numbers are in the myths, uh, and the description of the how the divinities look.
mm.
So, for example, uh, let me think a little bit. Yeah. How many were the suitors of Penelope? You know, while Odysseus, roamed around the world, there were all these suitors in his royal house, drinking, eating, and pressing Penelope to marry them, to marry one all these bad guys there. They have a number. How many were they? This is very, very important numbers. There were 108.
108. Yes, I know how important that number is.
108 suitors
Mm,
of Penelope,
mm,
and each of them had his name. Some of these names are known. Also, the fourth important things about mythology is to look and make a very good analysis of the meaning of the names there, because from Homer, from Hesiod, from other authors, we have maybe the names of probably 10 of these suitors, and
mm.
they are revealing. They are very, very revealing. Actually, all the names in mythology is very, very revealing. Um, so, uh,
Do
mm,
you talk about the suttas in the book at all?
I talk about some things about this. Yes, about these numbers. 108 suitors. So 108. Was this not a very special number in India?
Mm,
Yes, it was, right?
mm.
So we will discuss this mystery probably in the next video or in this kind of Zoom meetings that I'm planning.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so numbers very very important there.
Mm, yeah, yeah. So with the Zoom meetings then for yourself, when do you think you might start them?
Okay, look, I'll not leave the people in kind of agony to think day and night what is this mystery of this 108 suitors of
Oh, we're
Penelope.
going back to that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because look, now I'm saying, okay, I know the mystery of this number, but I will tell you this number only in my lectures of of Zoom. So you must register to know this is kind of funny things. But okay, 108. 108. Actually, Venus, this is the cycle of the perigee of the moon. 108 months is the cycle of the perigee of the moon.
Is it really?
It is 9 years and something. Uh, and in 108 months, each month of 30 days, the perigee returns to the same place.
Hmm.
So actually, this 108 um, suitors of Penelope, they are these 108 months of the perigee cycle, and each month has a name.
Mm.
We know only 10 of them around. And what does Odysseus do? He kills them. So what does this mean? We have here the perigee cycle of the moon, 108 suitors, and we have Odysseus, who is Mercury.
Hmm.
And Mercury is the celestial sphere above the lunar sphere.
Mm.
So actually, you must kill all these 108 suitors in order to get to the Mercury sphere. Because otherwise you are under the sway, power, and influence of the lunar sphere of this 108
Wow,
spirits.
that is really, really mind-blowing. So that chanting that they do, 108 times, repeating, for example, a specific chant, this is the reason, right? Because the 108 has the power to break beyond, right?
Yeah,
The attachment,
yeah.
to this perigee lunation cycle that keeps
Mhm.
people in the samsara, all of this business, right?
Actually, you see,
So,
according to some seers and saints and clairvoyants, um, the space between Earth and the Moon, this is the space um, where remain most of the people after death. According to these seers, after death, what is left of the person, astral body and mental and so on,
mm, mm.
what is left uh, is going up, but does not have the power to go beyond the moon. And according to them, this kind of astral bodies, they remain between the Earth and the moon.
And can they ever get out? Do they talk about this? So
Of
that
course, they
so,
can, but they must. surmount the lunar sphere. They must kill all these 108 suitors.
But it must be different when you're there to doing it here to doing it there. If you get trapped there, right? Like,
Yeah.
and you're not in the physical body, but you're in the, say, astral body or whatever it is. How
Mm.
do we know? How does the soul know what it has to do? Does it know it's trapped?
Well,
That's a
some
terrible, that's a terrible thought to think that someone you love might be trapped there.
some of them may know, some of them may not. I suppose that this is different for every case.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Mm.
mm.
Oh well, don't worry. Well, most of them probably have good time there. You know.
You're so funny.
Well,
Uh, well, anyway, it is very interesting this subject because it's so deep and complex. I'm not sure how many people are really going to really appreciate the depth of what you brought in tonight because what you brought in is so deep actually and quite complex, but amazing because you first of all you showed we use the Epstein chart specifically to demonstrate, right, this perigee apogee, right, as it's superimposed on the chart. We used his chart to show you deliberately the energy of the perigee and the apogee. And that led us, right, to then actually looking at cycles of Venus and Mars coming together every 32 years in the same place.
mhm.
So happens that the Epstein guy had the perigee there as well. And we talked about what that has reflected for him, for example. And that led us to the table. Oh, first we went to the cycles of Mars Venus in the tables actually in your book. And then we went to the tables of destiny. And the perigee subject has come through in all those sections actually, and the
Mm.
number 108 that is connected to this, which is a very high spiritual number, and very prominent in Indian Hindu culture
Mhm.
specifically. And we're discussing in the context of this how these cycles, these symbols, these mythologies, these numbers, and that I'm blown away with this perigee apogee and how, because I've always known that there are other spheres. When we leave the body, we don't just go straight to heaven, so to speak, right? There are yeah, there are layers and spheres. They even who was it? Rudolf
Tanner.
Steiner. He talks about this in
Tanner.
in his work too. He talks about the spheres that the soul, you know, goes
Here
through.
are the spheres.
Mm,
We are here on the Earth,
mm,
and here are the 7 planetary spheres. And then comes the eighth sphere of the fixed stars. Then comes the ninth sphere of the names of God, and then comes the last 10th sphere, which is everything God,
mm,
Topam, Omnia, everything.
yes. So we're in the center, for
Hmm.
example, in our incarnate body, we are in the center.
Yes,
And so the next point after the center is the next one is the moon, isn't it?
the moon. Yeah,
Yeah. And then so it's the order of the planets excluding the sun, I think, is it?
it is the order of the planets. Yes,
Mm.
when you
Traditional
if
planets, yeah.
if you start flying to the zenith,
Yeah.
right, in this direction, then you must go first through the sphere of the moon, then will come, according to this, Mercury, Venus. Some of the new Platonists interchange Mars and Venus, some of them.
Okay.
So in some doctrines, this is Moon, Venus, Mercury, Sun. In some, it is like here, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Sun, and
Mm.
then follows Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful.
So uh, so uh, 33. Why 33 is a solar cycle? You know, I talked about this, but maybe I must talk again here. It is because uh, at age 33, if you make a solar chart of someone, he will have the same ascendant as in his birth chart.
Mm.
You know, if you in
A solar return chart?
solar return chart, yeah,
Mm.
solar return chart for age 33 will yield the same ascendant as in the birth chart. So the solar position will be the same and the ascendant will be the same. But guess what? Everybody knows about this Jesus here, right? 33. But few know what it is based upon. It is based upon exactly this astronomically.
Hmm.
And there is another question: is this the only year? And this is not the only Jesus year. There is another very powerful year, which is again the same thing happens. The same thing happens when you make the solar chart. The ascendant is almost the same.
What
It is
year is that?
this year is 29.
29.
29.
That's so close to 33, and that's the Saturn return too.
So remember, at age 29, what did Buddha do? What happened to Buddha?
Was was
The
that, was that the year that he became enlightened, so to speak?
the historical Buddha, when
Yeah.
he was 29 years old, he left the royal palace
Okay.
and became
A Buddha.
became some kind of hermit,
Yeah.
striving for illumination. When I was 29, I landed in America. I escaped illegally from communist Bulgaria when
Mm.
I was 27, stayed 2 years in Germany, West Germany then. And then when I was 29, I landed in the US. So it
Wow.
works pretty good.
Yeah. Very good examples. Yeah. Hmm. Amazing, Rumen. Amazing. Hmm. Well, thank you
Yeah.
very much for sharing all of this with us today. It's been a long session. Thank you so much. Thank you to those of you that have been present. I know you've been communicating with each other, and that's all fine. No problem at all. There's been several watching and they've stayed the whole time, so well done because it's been a long session. Um, I think okay, so there's Rumen's email on the screen right now, but I will anyway, in any case, put Rumen's information under the description of this video after it's uploaded, etc. And any questions, you can email me, no problem, and I can certainly contact Rumen for you, or you can go straight to Rumen. It's entirely up to you. For for the present moment, as we've already mentioned a couple of times, Rumen will be starting some live Zoom classes, pardon me, once a week. The topics will vary, at that's obviously Rumen's call. He will explain to you what the topic is when you sign up for the class, etc. I personally would like to join those classes, but it depends what time you do them because I'm in Australia and you're in Europe, so we'll have to see how that works. But I'm not the priority anyway. I mean, other people will be the priority, which I understand. If you are interested in exploring this book that we've only just scratched the surface on today, but what we've touched on is incredibly valuable and important if you've sat through and listened to what we have discussed. The book is available. You can contact Rumen for that book or any of his other books. He's got numerous books actually, and courses, classes. If you want to learn 101 Babylonian astrology, you want to learn the basics, or you want to learn intermediate, you want to learn advanced, this is the man to go to. Period. End of story.
Okay.
Rumen, can we meet again for Venus? Talk about
Yes.
Venus?
Sure. Sure.
Maybe
Yes.
in 1 month or something like
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I hope so.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So, guys, look out for that. Rumen and I will be back in the next 3, 4 weeks. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, thank you so much for being with us. We wish you a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. And we will see you very soon. All Rumen's details will be below this video. Contact me if you need to. I'm happy to contact Rumen for you, no problem. Sending you all much love. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Rumen, I have to end this because it's a live. I will chat with you on Facebook now, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you so much, Rumen. God bless. Thank you so much. You're such a generous soul. God bless you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you to all and good luck to everybody.
Thanks,
Ciao.
Rumen. Thank you.